touches that make you feel not so good, ma'am.
Like a slap, a kick, a pinch, and most important, if someone touches your private part. And what do we do when someone gives us a bad touch?
You tell a trusted adult, ma'am.
For help, ma'am. Tell them, don't do that, ma'am. Agent, I see that you understand. Now it's your mission to spread this information. Just remember that good touches are okay, and bad touches are not okay. So, agent, go spread the word. Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been here?
Say about 10 years now.
Oh, okay. You moved from Nassau here?
Yeah.
Why did you move?
As I got married.
You got married?
Yeah.
Just in Salvador, girl?
Yeah.
You made a good choice.
Yeah, it's a wonderful choice.
Wonderful choice. Good. All right. We're hanging out right here on Graham's Harbor tonight. Native shows in Salvador. We're at Graham's Harbor tonight. It's the Discovery Day weekend. We're on Native Show. I'm talking to my friend Claudette. How are you tonight?
I'm fine, thank you.
Are you having a good time?
Oh, yes.
Yeah? What made you turn out tonight?
DeVille.
DeVille. They came to hear the reggae artist DeVille. Do you know any of his songs? Yeah, tell me some of his songs.
Always on my mind.
Always on my mind. You want to sing a little bit of that for me?
No?
We can't cover the history of any island in the Bahamas without looking at the church history. I'm standing here in the St. John's Native Baptist Church in South Victoria Hills in Salvador. And these are the Arnett's. Now, if I'm not mistaken, your father was pastor of this church at some point.
Yes.
And then your father took over from him.
Right.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, my father was 84 when he died, and he served here in this church as pastor of this church. A matter of fact, it took the whole of this area. We had people that came from all over the islands, especially during special occasions like Christmas and New Year's, when they rushed around in the church.
Okay.
And I can still remember hearing my dad say, no back steps, because if you made back steps, it means you were dancing.
Wow.
But you can always rush forward.
Okay.
And then this was taken over by Adrana's dad, Ernest Black,
Who's your uncle?
who is my uncle.
Okay. This isn't just a regular walk through the native bushes of San Salvador for me. I am actually retracing the steps that my father, Wellington Francis, used to walk every day to school, down at the bottom to some of his other relatives. His house, the house where his family lived, was way past that house that you see in the distance. And they had actual roads that they walked every day. It's a special time for me because San Salvador is an island with so many treasures. No wonder the hand of God and fate led Columbus here. I mean, you think about it. An island with natural beauty like lakes and creeks and inland ponds. An island with beautiful, shallow waters and deep ocean hues. It's just a beautiful place. I mean, it's a place that you can keep on rediscovering. There's so much to offer. Glory, glory, hallelujah, hallelujah, glory, hallelujah. Since I lay my burden down, glory, glory, hallelujah, hallelujah. Since I lay my burden down. Native show, Uncle Tom.
I'm going.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, investigations continuing into a suspected ring selling fraudulent Balearic Caribbean tickets. Plus, a local senator calling for a street to be named in honor of the nation's first prime minister. And plans are in motion to begin demolition work at the future site for the University of the Bahamas Northern Campus. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for watching. Topping the news, last evening we broke the story about a suspected fraud ring between the Bahamas and the United States, where Bahamians are allegedly illegally operating as travel agents and purchasing tickets for the Balearic Caribbean using stolen credit cards belonging to U.S. citizens and then reselling them to unsuspecting customers at half the price. Well, tonight, sources have informed our news team that officials of the Balearic Caribbean are now on Grand Bahama and are working closely with local police authorities to investigate this matter. We can also tell you that a victim to this fraudulent act have been called in and questioned by police on details of the incident. Officials say if you have also been defrauded by this ring, you're urged to contact the local authorities. This is a developing story that we will continue to follow as investigations continue. Well, East Mall Drive should be renamed after the nation's first prime minister. According to Senator Kirkland Russell, he says it's mainly because of Pinling's gallant efforts that Grand Bahamians can enjoy the rights and privileges they do now.
He would have caused for so many change to happen for the island of Grand Bahama as it relates to, even when you look at the institution of the fire department. Removal of the supernumerary policeman and ensuring that we had a police leader here with a leadership team here to manage the policing in Grand Bahama.
Referring to the famous make or break speech made by Pinling at the opening of Freeport Oil Refinery in 1969, where he spoke on behalf of marginalized Bahamians. Russell said it was this speech that prompted true change. He adds that individuals traversing the thoroughfare from the south in the Xanadu area to the North Sea at the Grand Bahama International Airport should be reminded of Pinling's immeasurable contributions.
When you look at the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and you see almost more than 90% of the employment at that operation, and that's from the top to the bottom, are regular Bahamians, then you know we must credit it to the foundation and the foundation was Cylinder and Oscar Pinland.
Meanwhile, the work to finalize the design for the future campus of the University of the Bahamas, Northern Campus, is in process. President of UB North, Dr. Ian Strawn, reveals that they are looking to transform the Kipling buildings into a 21st century downtown campus for students. Additionally, he says they're hoping to begin occupying the space soon. A sign recently erected at the future site of the University of the Bahamas Northern Campus. President Dr. Ian Strawn says a request for proposals have been issued to identify a design for the campus.
It's an old building in need of renovation, and so we want to identify a firm that will work alongside us to come up with that design so we can make maximum use of the facility. So that's in process. You're striking committees and looking forward to selecting someone soon, and then beginning the work of finalizing those designs.
Once a design is identified, he says they will begin to clear out the rooms at the current Kipling building and commence the demolition work.
Our goal is to move into temporary office spaces by January. There may be some classes that are offered there in January as well, as a part of that move, but our overarching goal is by fall of 2023 to be able to offer all of our classes out of that facility.
Now, the building currently has tenants, and as a part of the new vision for the campus, the Northern Campus president adds that they intend to have a commercial rental feature.
There are people there already, so we want to make improvements that will make it more attractive to other vendors and more comfortable for those who are already our clients.
He also explains some of the advantages of acquiring the Kipling building as the new campus. Strawn adds that it allows them to grow leaps and bounds in a short period of time.
So we expect that we would have a significantly larger library, more offices, larger offices, more classrooms, more laboratories, spaces that students could use for meetings and for events, centers that could provide support for student success, as well as the kinds of things that you come to expect, on a college campus.
He's hopeful that the new space will allow them to become a cultural and intellectual hub for Grand Bahama, as well as a stimulus to downtown. The president remains ambitious about fully opening in the fall of 2023, and he's thankful for the support he has received from the Ministry of Grand Bahama.
They have provided us with men and women who've been assisting us in terms of the demolition and cleanup of the Kipling buildings through their Keep Bahamas Clean program. I want to thank the Minister, Ginger Moxie.
Well, beginning August 22nd, shoppers can enjoy purchasing school supplies VAT-free. Today, our ZNS News team spoke with a number of employees regarding preparation of back to school, and many say they are already seeing increased traffic. Jolanda Thompson reports.
The time is quickly approaching for students to head back to the classrooms, but store owners at local supply stores say that they are anticipating a mad rush once again and that they're excited for their favorite time of the year. These employees say they look forward to welcoming customers, adding that the addition of the VAT-free savings is also a plus for school supplies.
We will be extending our hours as it comes closer to back to school. But so far, I think with the savings that's being offered, with the VAT-free and the discount that we're offering in store, it should be a good savings for our customers.
I think a lot of people are still waiting for the no VAT season, which begins next week, because a lot of people thought it was this week, but they exchange it and turn it off for next week. But a lot of people is waiting on that, but people are still not waiting for that. People are still purchasing school uniform and supplies.
From about July, it's been a bit slow. People would come in here and there, pick up a few items, but now that the school has been open, I guess, August 29th, a lot of people has been coming in from even the 1st of August. A lot of people have been coming in. It's been very fast. We have our summer workers helping us. It's just been busy. And, it's really good for business, and we just love that.
Sales have been a little slower, but the pickup is better than it was last year. All of the textbooks, school supplies, everything that the parents may need is in stock so far.
So far, things is picking up, okay? We preparing for this rush. The parents are not shopping. All is good so far. Like I say, so far, so good.
and they say their stores will be ready for the rush.
Because these are some tough times, so we want to make back to school more affordable for customers getting their children ready for back to school.
We have access to our online site, so parents are able to shop online to avoid having to come in and deal with so much persons, especially persons who are still afraid of the COVID virus. They have the option to shop online where they can just come in, pay for their order, and pick up and go, so they don't have to be in here too long.
It keeps you on your foot. It keeps you on the go. It keeps you moving, and you actually don't get to sit down in the season because this is our most busiest time of the year. So this way we actually seems to make a little bit of money.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Julanda Thompson.
Thanks, Yolanda. While parents are preparing for back to school by purchasing uniforms, books, and school supplies, local doctors and educators are encouraging parents and students not to neglect their health in the process. Our Simone Davis sat with a local health official and a high school vice principal who say physical and mental health is very critical for student success in school.
It's almost that time to head back to the classrooms for most students. And while it's hard to break those relaxed summer routines, health officials are urging parents and students to focus on a healthy school routine this year.
Start with routine sleep, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, but stick to the time frame. Remove TV or devices from the room so that they know this is the bedtime. Schedule them to have their regular breakfast, lunch, and dinner throughout the day. Without these basic necessities, the kids are unable to concentrate. Therefore, they're not able to do well in school, and we'll see a decline in the grades.
And when it comes to the parents, Dr. Bevins Lang notes that it's critical for parents to practice their own self-care routines in order to maintain a healthy home life for their children.
And if at any time the parent feels overwhelmed with what's happening in the home, lots of drop-off and children not wanting to do homework when school reopens, it's just the basic chaotic day of any parent, just take a time out. We are all human. We all need time to just take a moment for ourselves. Don't forget, self-care is very important.
Meantime, Vice Principal at the Jack Hayward High School, Africa Karamo Miller, says educators also depend on the partnership of parents for a student's success, and good practice should start at home.
Sometimes I think the message is sent that this is almost like a conflict or a competition, that we're all here for the betterment of their child. And I think once they realize that we're here, we're their biggest champions as well. We understand that parents, that's your first love, those are your children, but they're our children as well. We're with them, 6 hours a day? So we develop relationships, counselor, parent, social worker, we're always there for them, referees. So they come and they speak, they talk to us. And so I would like parents to know that we have their backs and we would like the support from them, and we support them as parents. And I think at the end of the day, if we all work together, then the child will do the best and have an ultimately successful year.
As it relates to immunizations, physicals, and vaccinations, Dr. Bevins Lang says these are all fundamental because while it may have been a long time since there's been complete face-to-face learning in schools nationwide, do not hesitate to ensure that your child is completely healthy. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Simone Davis.
And when we come back, a mother is appealing to the public to assist her 29-year-old daughter fight breast cancer. This story and a whole lot more, including sports, when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues.
Come on down to Dolly Madison and get your hurricane supplies before it's too late. Don't let supply chain issues cause you to miss out on hurricane supplies you need. Come on down. Now. Pizza Hut Freeport is bringing you savings this summer. Order a large one-topping pizza with a 2-liter Coke, along with our newest dessert, the pineapple tart, for just $22.50, VAT inclusive. A delicious pizza, 2-liter Coke, and a pineapple tart to satisfy your sweet tooth. Available for carry-out, delivery, and curbside to go at our fabulous Pizza Hut restaurant downtown Freeport, 352-9191. Pizza Hut Freeport, for the love of pizza.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
For designer shoes, sandals, accessories, and handbags, visit Steppin' Out, now at 2 locations, Old Sam's Plaza, Freeport, and top of the hill, Mackey Street, Nassau. Steppin' Out, when you want to put your best foot forward.
H&L is here for your back-to-school needs. We have backpacks that roll and backpacks that ride. We have composition books, pencils, pens, lunch bags, rulers, and everything else that you need to start your school year. We also have masks for the school of your choice. H&L is fully stocked and located in downtown Freeport, ready to serve you. Call us at 352-5470.
Signature Furniture is Grand Bahama's newest online furniture store. Signature Furniture carries quality products such as living room sets, dining room sets, bedroom sets, bar stools, accent pieces, wall mirrors, floor mirrors, benches. You can purchase individual pieces or buy the sets. We also have in-store designs by Renee for those persons who are unable to put their rooms together. She can be contacted at Signature Furniture. We also have a website, signatureFurnitureBAH.com. Once you were to log on to the website, you would browse. Once your pieces are selected, you would then come into the store to make your payment. Once payment is made, your order would be shipped, delivered, and picked up within 8 to 10 working days.
It was one of the hardest hits this island has ever experienced. Hurricane Dorian decimating what many call home. Join the ZNS team as residents are reflecting and telling their compelling stories of survival and how the community has come together to rebuild Abaco. Airing August 29th through September 2nd, right here on the ZNS Network.
King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A young Bahamian woman was recently diagnosed with breast cancer. Her mother candidly speaking with our Aja Quant on the status of her daughter, and she is also making an appeal.
July 2nd, a day meant for celebrations on her birthday, quickly turning left for Kenva Mater, the 29-year-old being diagnosed with breast cancer on that very same night. Today, her mother is telling her story and seeking assistance from the general public. Born and raised here in Grand Bahama, Kenva graduated from Jack Hayward Senior High School. According to her mother, Kenva relocated to New Providence in search for a job 6 years ago. On April 9th of this year, Rosemary Mater says she visited her daughter in the nation's capital, and that is when Kenva experienced her first pain.
I stayed there with her until later on that day. I was traveling back to Freeport. And when I spoke with her later on, she said she was okay, but she still feel little pain.
In June, the pain returned and moved throughout Kenva's body, but her family thought nothing of it.
The pain was first in her back, and then the pain moved to her leg. So we was, diagnosed it, telling her, Kenva, this is gas, because the pain moved. And it was there for a couple days.
And just 1 month later, July 2nd, on Kenva's birthday.
She couldn't take it anymore. It was really bad. So she went to the hospital, and that night they tell her it's breast cancer. She was sad, she was crying, it was horrible. you know, and it was horrible for me too because I was here in Freeport and I went over, but I couldn't see her. Okay, I wasn't able to see her until the next morning when they let her out.
The Island Luck employee was readmitted into Princess Margaret Hospital, awaiting a scan to determine the stage of the cancer and what will be the course of action.
She cannot walk and she's still having pain. She hardly keeping stuff down. She have her good days and she have her bad days.
For anyone wanting to assist Canva Mater with her treatments, you can visit GoFundMe.com and search Help Canva Fight Breast Cancer, or donations can be made to her bank account at Bank of the Bahamas, account number 551-006-1151, Carmichael Road Branch. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Adra Quant.
Thanks, Aja. Well, Lighthouse International Ministry is hosting their 12th annual Transformers Youth Crusade and Back to School giveaway held under the theme Mayday, Child in Danger. Host pastors of the church, Peter and Chantel Evans, are encouraging parents that are not spiritually inclined to bring out their kids, as the event is geared to heighten attendees' spiritual awareness. Co-pastor Chantel Evans shares the details.
The purpose of the crusade is to prepare our children for back to school, not only physically but spiritually as well. And so we're beginning Wednesday and Thursday with 2 nights of service where we're going to have dynamic speakers who are going to come and address topical issues that will help not only parents but children as well. On Friday night, we're having a mini concert and a back to school giveaway. We're giving away over 500 fully loaded backpacks, and we're giving them to every child that is present. So we're encouraging the Grand Bahama community to bring their children out, let them enjoy the event, and every child present will receive a backpack. We are honoring Morgan's Plumbing, and you know the Bible talks about giving honor where honor is due, and so Morgan's Plumbing would have sponsored this event for well over 9 years, and so this is our back to school giveaway is in honor of Morgan's Plumbing.
Well, Pastor Peter notes that their church continues to evangelize throughout the community, and she expressed that community involvement is paramount to their organization.
We do a lot of evangelism within our community, and it's our greatest pleasure that we could able to reach the community in that people that are in need to touch each child at a time, you know, and it is very important for the community to come out. Don't be shy and don't feel intimidated. Just come and receive and bring the children, because we only give the gifts to the children. So be here that you could hear the ministering word of God.
Now, the crusade will be held at Angela's Beauty Complex and is said to have a lineup of powerful young and diverse speakers along with the musical performances. For further information, persons can contact the Evans at 442-0771. Well, your check on sports is up next with Shane Stubbs.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Shane Stubbs and welcome to Sports. Topping sports tonight, recently crowned world champion in the women's 400 meters, Shawnee Miller-Weibo, arriving in Freeport this morning. The two-time Olympic gold medalist is set to compete at the Anita Doherty-Nakak Open Championships, and she is ready to put on a show.
I'm really excited for NACAC to be home. I think all the athletes, it's probably going to be most of our last races for the season, and so to end it at home, I think everyone's looking forward to it. You know, I look to have fun, you know, just interact with the crowd as I'm competing, and, you know, just put on a great show for them is all we can do.
And after finally winning gold on the World Championship stage, Miller-Weibo looks forward to having some fun competitively moving forward.
I have accomplished it all in the 400, and I'm pretty happy with what I've done. And so now we're going to start training for the 200 and some multi-events as well, and just kind of have fun with the rest of my career.
Meanwhile, our very own Jay Philippe is over at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex, where last-minute preparations are being finalized. Jay, what's the latest?
You are correct, Shane. We're just about 14 hours away from the first race, which begins at 9 a.m. tomorrow at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex, where the brightest stars in track and field will be right here performing for bragging rights for the various countries. Now, we did make our way here into the stadium a little bit earlier today, where we saw a number of athletes preparing for the race. Now, as far as tomorrow morning's schedule, at 9 a.m., the first race will begin at, again, 9 a.m. with the men's 100-meter qualifications, followed by the women's 400-meter semifinals, where we will have a chance to see Shawnee Miller-Weibo in action, followed by the men's 400-meter semifinals by our very own Alonzo Russell from Grand Bahama. He will be in action at 10 a.m. Following that event will be the men's 200-meter qualifications. Wanye McCoy, the NCAA All-American, also World Junior champion finalist, will take to the track at 10:30 now at 9 a.m. The women's long jump qualifications, and at 10:30 will be a marquee field event in the men's long jump, where Laquan Nan will be jumping. He just recently came from the Commonwealth Games as a gold medalist in those games, so he'll have an opportunity to showcase his talents right here in Grand Bahama in front of the home crowd. Now, at 4 p.m., there will be a break in the session, but at 4 p.m., the women's 400-meter hurdles will take place. That will be the semifinals. At 4:30, the men's 400-meter semifinals will take place. At 5 p.m., the women's 800-meter semifinals, and at 5:15, the men's 800-meter semifinals as well. Also, at 5:30, the women's 3,000-meter steeplechase, followed by the opening ceremony at 6 p.m. and that will be an event where a lot of Grand Bahamas will be in attendance. Again, the championships begins tomorrow right here at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex, with a number of athletes from the Bahamas participating. Over 25 countries altogether right here in Grand Bahama, representing their various countries. And now I'm joined with Kirk Hollingsworth, a guy that knows all about sports, a guy that's represented the Bahamas at the national level as a player and now as a coach. Kirk, to have the NACAC championships right here in Grand Bahama, it is a big deal.
And it definitely is a big deal. This is a wonderful opportunity for us. You know, as a past official in the B3As, one of the things that we focused on at that level is how do we bring people into the various communities, and as a result, this is what you see, an opportunity to infuse new dollars into the community and make it possible, particularly in Grand Bahama this time. We need to do as much as we can to create opportunities for families and friends to make a couple of dollars, and certainly this is one of those. This event is something that we need Bahamians, and particularly Grand Bahamians, to come out and support. We need as many of you out here to support, particularly our athletes. We have a wonderful crop of Bahamian athletes that represent us all over the world, and this is an opportunity for particularly our young athletes to just come out, see an individual like Shawnee Miller and Devon Charlton and Lorenzo Russell. These are Bahamians who you can look at and say, you know what, I'm going to idolize them. I too can be able to do the same thing that they want to do. So this is a great opportunity for us.
And then speaking of a great opportunity, a lot of times we have to travel around the world to see these world-class athletes from the various countries like Canada, talking about Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, but now they are here and they are in our background. That means a lot to have these athletes here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, people pay top dollars for us to see athletes like these here, and they right at your doorstep. And so if you have these top name, Sharika Jackson, one of Jamaica's top sprinters, and the likes, you would have named some of them, and you would probably interview some of them as we go. But imagine having these athletes here on the soil here in Grand Bahama. This is a first. And so having this as a first and an open championship, we need to show our support. Okay, so let's do it.
There you have it. That is Kirk Hollingsworth. He's a man that's been a part of the B3As for many years. And even as it wraps up, we have a lot of action happening right here at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. A number of volunteers are making last-minute preparation for tomorrow's opening ceremony, which begins at 6 p.m. And even these young volunteers, they have the various flags of the various countries, the membership countries that will be represented at this year's North American, Central American, and Caribbean Track and Field Championships. Again, the event starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. sharp with the 100 meters, followed by the 400 meters. Opening ceremony at 6 p.m. Grand Bombs come out and support our athletes. These are the best athletes, the brightest stars in the Commonwealth and throughout the world. Back to you in studio, Shane.
Jay, and that is your check on sports. Stay with us as we bring to you our Facebook Friend of the Day.
It's our resilience. It's our tenacity that makes us legendary. NACAC Open Track and Field Championships 2022, August 19th through 21st, Grand Bahama Sports Complex. World-class athletes. 3 days of intense competition, hosted on Grand Bahama Island, August 19th through 21st. Get set.
It's back to school again, folks. You don't only want to beat the rush, you want the most affordable prices. Shop at Invading Force Bookstore and Supplies and save. No VAT. Currently located in Pioneers Loop, number 3 Ashton Ange Building.
No VAT.
Fully stocked with all your texts and workbooks, including school supplies.
No VAT.
Serving all schools on the island, both government and private, from kindergarten to high school. And guess what? They're VAT-free. Bring that book list, they'll make it happen. Phone them today at 374-2401. They don't just match prices, they beat it.
Catch the sidewalk sale every Saturday in August at Esquire Men's Freeport. Up to 70% off. Esquire, open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Phone 352-8816.
Hi, I'm Wes. I like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
It's the National Workers Cooperative Credit Union Limited Symposium, Creating Financial Wealth Through Partnership. August 19th at 6:30 p.m. at the National Workers Complex, West Atlantic Drive and Settlers Way.
This is where it happens. Those moments that impact our lives. Giving you the information that you need this hurricane season. Wherever there is news, we're there.
Ice a coconut got this, cocoa skin driven madness, juiciness ice the this, sweet like a sugar in a dripping like ice hot.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Daphne McIntosh, you are our Facebook Friend of the Day. Thank you so much for your support. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Ramiko Knowles.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, drug convictions in that 2.5 million marijuana seizure. The latest developments in the Omar Davis Jr. killing. Police taking over the training of school security guards. And in sports, the NACAC Championship starts tomorrow in Grand Bahama. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, I'm Jimenita Swain. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for joining us. The man believed to be responsible for planting a large quantity of marijuana on a field in Andros answering to the crimes this morning. Our Anthony Smith was at the Magistrates Court for that hearing and has more on the outcome.
Tonight, 6 Jamaican nationals swapping the lush green fields of North Andros for a square pad at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. This as the men behind an illegal multi-million-dollar cannabis farm confessed to their crimes in the magistrate's court. That's 52-year-old Leroy Davis, 56-year-old Walford Reed, 39-year-old Jermaine Jones, and 42-year-old Bruce Lee Palmer, charged alongside 44-year-olds Devin Simpson and Everton Palmer for their role in cultivating a 4-acre marijuana farm. Together, the men were hit with 1 count of cultivation of dangerous drugs, another count of possession of dangerous drugs, possession with intent to supply, and an additional count of conspiracy. Court dockets reflect that sometime between June 6, 2022 and August 14, 2022, while being concerned together and with others, the men did conspire to possess a quantity of dangerous drugs with the intent to supply the same. These charges stemming from a drug bust back on August 14th, in which Drug Enforcement Unit officers acting on intelligence uncovered an extensive field of marijuana plants. Police reports say some 25,000 plants, ranging in height from 1 foot to 8 foot, and over 20,000 seedlings with an estimated street value of $2.5 million was uncovered at the scene. Well, the men entered a guilty plea to all charges, to which they were given a sentence of 2 years concurrently for each count. The men will also have to pay a fine of $7,500 or spend an additional 6 months in jail. Anthony Smith, ZNS Network News.
Well, 4 persons remain in custody in connection with the brutal death of Omar Davis Jr. The 21-year-old's body was found stuffed in a garbage bag in the trunk of a car on Tuesday. The gruesome discovery was made near the Centerville Food Market. As investigations continue, family members grieve and remain in shock, saying the 4.0 Central State graduate was a scholar who always wanted more for himself.
From a baby, he was always intelligent and smart. And because he was the youngest, one of the youngest of the crew in the nephews, he wanted to exceed and be above the rest. And he strived for that. And he bragged about his 4.0 every semester. He was going back to school, to college, to further his education to get his master's degree. So he and another nephew, who one is already almost completed his master's. So he definitely was trying to catch him up now, because he said that he was equal with the rest. Now he wanted to be above. But it's an unfortunate situation that his life was taken so short.
Local activists, banding together to call for an end to crime. Their cry for peace in the wake of the brutal murder of 21-year-old Omar Davis Jr., gathering to lay flowers and a bow in the spot where the young man's remains were found. Officials of the Coalition of Child Advocates, Rise Bahamas, and Human Rights Bahamas called for would-be perpetrators of crime to think about their actions before resorting to violence.
Whatever would cause individuals that are so mentally incapacitated to deal and to do such grievous and heinous acts like this, we want it rectified now. I stand here with colleagues, peers, community individuals out of the Freetown constituency, and we're all here to say the one thing we have in common: no more, because we will not rest.
Meantime, police also dispelling social media claims tonight that the body of 27-year-old Rochelle Woodside, also known as Data, was discovered today behind a local bank in Oaksfield as false. The claims appeared on social media for much of the day about the missing woman. The Washington Street resident was last seen on August 11th at her residence just after 6 p.m. Woodside is of a brown complexion with a slim build and stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. To date, police say she remains listed as a missing person, and anyone with information on her whereabouts is asked to contact 502-9991 or 2 or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. Also making national news, the government is still grappling with the efforts of addressing the long-standing issues of immigration with respect to status and citizenship. While hundreds of cases have already been regularized since coming to office over a year ago, Immigration Minister the Honorable Keith Bell says they still have thousands more to sift through.
It's an ongoing process.
We know that there are a significant number of applications. We have a substantial backlog of persons who were born into Bahamas to non-Bahamian parents. And so it's an ongoing process where the application is made, and once the application is made, immigration would do its due diligence. And that due diligence is very, very lengthy at times. And unfortunately, some persons' applications are left behind. And so that is added to the backlog. And given the nature and the extent of which they have to do their due diligence, this sometimes go on for more than a year, several years as a matter of fact.
With the inaugural Caribbean Regional Heads of Government meeting on climate change concluded, all roads now lead to COP27 in November in Egypt. During the closing ceremonies Wednesday at the Bahamar Convention Center, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis noting that the time for action is now. Lloyd Allen has more.
The Caribbean Regional Heads of Government meeting recently held at the Bahamar Resort has concluded, and during the closing ceremony, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis QC noted that a draft summary is being completed and is expected for publication by week's end. Additionally, this conference is expected to become an annual event.
We cannot advocate properly if we are not given a priority in this space.
Immediately following that event, four noted regional leaders sitting with the media, sharing their thoughts on what has happened in the past and the way forward toward mitigating the real impact of the quoted climate crisis. Leading the pack, Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley.
It's not just a fight for the people of the Caribbean. It's a fight for the people of the global south. And the arrogance of the developed world in believing that there will not be failed societies or extinct species is what literally galls us. For us, this is not an issue only for COP anymore. The annual meetings of the World Bank and the IMF, the G20 meetings and the G7 meetings have to take responsibility, because fundamentally what you've heard all of the leaders speak to is the question of lack of access to finance.
Molly says following the impact of Hurricane Elsa in Barbados last year, 90% of homes damaged belonged to persons living below the poverty line, and 95% of those homes were uninsured. And with 90% of Dominica's infrastructure destroyed from the 2019 Hurricane Maria, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt suggests the region is in a fight for survival.
We're in a war, and too many of us are there forming the fool when we're in a war. I believe that we also need to take a position that if the final agreement does not contain some of the things that are important to us, we shouldn't agree to it.
Meantime, Grenada Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell suggests that regionally, the reduction on fossil fuels is a great idea, but funding remains a challenge.
Even if we wanted to do solar panels, for example, these solar panels are on rooftops. And if they're on rooftops, and these rooftops can't survive the hurricanes, then it means you still face the same problem. So it means you have to get solar panels that are hurricane-proof. And assuming you could achieve that, it means they will be more expensive than solar panels that would come in an environment that doesn't have to worry about hurricanes.
And while the issue of climate change is a complex one thing is agreed upon by many of these heads, that the issue of climate change is not a government issue, but one involving people. Reporting from the Bahamar Resort for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
This is Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean with a tropical weather update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas. Sahara dust remains across the Atlantic, but it is expected to thin out by next week, and that should pave the way for more conducive conditions for development over the next several weeks. So we'll continue to keep our eyes on that development. But that tropical wave that came off the African coast yesterday, not looking quite impressive. It still has some convection associated with it, but it is pretty much scattered in nature as it moves towards the west at about 13 miles per hour. We have a second wave, as you can see, with a perfect inverted V signature in the satellite imagery, and that is moving towards the west at about 15 miles per hour, but it's pretty much void of any kind of convection. Hence, we don't anticipate any development of this system over the next several days. And there's a third one now over Hispaniola, and that has some moderate convection associated with it, but they are somewhat in pockets. As you can see, there's a little area there moving towards the Turks and Caicos Islands, which could trigger some showers there tonight through tomorrow. There's another pocket there just on the west side of Haiti, that too also moving towards the west at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. But the most significant wave, this is the fourth one. It's now inland over the Yucatan Peninsula, still maintaining its convection, particularly those over the open waters. This wave is expected to move into the southwest Gulf of Mexico tomorrow, where a low is expected to develop and is forecast to move towards the northwest over the next couple of days. And by Saturday, it should make landfall near the northeast coast of Mexico. Whether it develops or not, what is certain, it will produce heavy downpours along the east coast of Mexico. That has been a set, and that's Tropical Weather Update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas.
Also to come in the Bahamas tonight, find out how the Ministry of Education is planning to beef up security at government schools for the fall semester. And we'll tell you why sweet potatoes are being recalled locally. The details of those and other stories coming up after the break.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
What? Check old girl, boy. You say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
Mealtime rules. Don't serve yourself first. Do not eat with your mouth open. Don't rest your elbows on the table. Don't make noise when eating. Does not apply when enjoying KFC buckets. When we bucket together, we are as we really are.
Who that is, Daddy?
Looks like the census people. They ain't coming in here to find out all of my business.
But Daddy, in school they say everybody should do the census.
Oh no, that's the census, people. I ain't got no time for that.
Mommy, everyone is supposed to do the census. How else we gonna know how much people is in the Bahamas?
How else we gonna know where to build clinics and schools?
Or how many disabled?
Or how many need welfare?
Well, I mean, I never thought about it like that.
Wow, I never looked at it like that.
Come on, Mommy. The count depends on you.
Let's do this, Daddy. The count depends on you.
To save with a new perspective, where the focus is on values and principles, and people are just as important as profits, where we believe in democracy and equality, and your vote counts. where profits are shared with our members, who are also our owners, to ensure that by working together, we all win, where education of our members and training our staff are one of our highest priorities, where we serve our members' needs through continued cooperative initiatives because of our concern for the communities in which we live. Join more than 40,000 Bahamians who have made the smarter choice. Join the movement. Join a credit union. People helping people to help themselves.
Thanks for staying with us. Keeping school campuses safe for students and staff is a key priority as thousands of students are set to head back to the classroom very soon. Whether guarding from the inside or outside threats, the Ministry of Education is beefing up its protocols heading into the new academic year. Cleopatra Murphy shares how.
Education officials are taking a more proactive approach to prevent and respond to violence on school campuses. A rise in violent encounters, notably the stabbing of a male student at A.F. Adderley Junior High School last semester, prompted the return of police officers on 9 New Providence campuses. While that victim survived, 15-year-old T.A. Thompson student Perry Roll Jr., attacked by peers after school in 2019, and a 15-year-old government high school student, Kem Paul, stabbed by peers on the school's campus, were not so lucky. With a view to ensure safer campuses, Director of Education Marcellus Taylor says security officers underwent training last week.
At least 30 of them, and more will be trained going forward, have been trained by the Royal Bahamas Police Force, which we believe will increase their level of skill and competence in manning our schools. We're also seeking to engage more officers to be on campus, more of our officers, security officers.
He says police officers who will serve as school resource officers on campuses have also been trained to work in the school environment.
Over the summer, some of them were trained or attended a conference in Denver, Colorado. Not Denver, sorry, Aurora, Colorado. And some of them have already been certified in this particular type of training. This is a training that is used in schools across the U.S. because of increased violence and increased need to bring more safety on the school campus. And I was informed by Chief Superintendent Hanna that some people are coming over to conduct the training here so that we can have more officers trained in that way.
Moving forward, security cameras will likely also play a greater role in promoting safety.
Not just the physical premises, although the physical premises, but also being able to monitor the whole campus at any point in time so that when we don't have enough people on the ground, the technology will help us to cover all angles and then we can strategically move from there.
As for whether officials intend to expand police presence beyond 9 schools,
the more officers we get trained and based on the resources of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, then we'll expand that to more and more schools as needed.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Getting some relief on the purchase of back-to-school supplies is welcome news for parents who have been looking for savings as they prepare for back-to-school. LaDon Davis visited a back-to-school supplier to get an idea of what items will be VAT-free.
Come Monday, hundreds, if not thousands, of parents and their children in tow will come here at the Carey's Fabric and Uniform Store, eager to get their VAT-free school supplies. Now, we spoke to Managing Director Kim Gibson about how the process works.
So from August 22nd until September 11th, parents can shop for school uniforms, school supplies, books, pens, and I think computer accessories, all VAT-free. What some people don't realize, when a store charges VAT, it doesn't actually go to the store, it goes to the government. So for that period, the government isn't expecting us to pay them VAT for that period.
Gibson says customers will receive up to 10% off their school supply purchases, an initiative which created quite a buzz in the store last year.
If you come in and you don't see your uniform hanging on the rack, we can have it custom made. Now, the time is approaching when we will stop taking orders, but have no fear, we replenish our racks on a regular basis. As you can see, some skirts just came in, so, parents can check back. COVID-19 surprisingly even affected the supply chain with school uniforms. But Carey's decided to keep their prices as is, of course, reducing the profit margin. But I think, in times like this, it's good for us to partner with parents, consumers who are already hurting.
Mother of one, Letitia Forbes, decided to shop for her son's school supplies ahead of the mad rush next week. However, she says she will not pass up the VAT-free holiday opportunity.
My son is getting ready to enter first grade at Trinity Christian School, so this is where his uniform is sourced, and so we're just here gathering the items that he would need for uniform purposes at school. Everything is here available at Carey's, so we're getting very much prepared in terms of uniform, and we'll continue throughout the day trying to get the other items. The VAT-free holiday starts next week, and most schools are opening or having orientation, and so there are a lot of things that we need to get prior to next week. And so if there's anything that we don't have by then, that's when we'll be able to take advantage of it.
Just a reminder to parents that the VAT-free holiday ends on Sunday, September 11th. If you shop any time after that, VAT will be billed on to your items. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
A local organization reaching out to rescue at-risk students impacted by the recent pandemic, Global Chaplaincy Bahamas, a spiritual empowerment network, launching 2-week skills training program for youth. Organization President Marie McDonald says the training will address the learning loss of students impacted by COVID-19.
We are hosting a training program called Operation Transformation, whereby we will be seeking to transform the lives of our young people, or 500 of our young people, through education. As you know, we've had a crisis in the educational system because of COVID. And as I've said, we try to help in areas that are in need. Training that will be covered is soft skills training. We will also cover spiritual care, meaning that we're catering to the whole man. We will also give a training in eye-brain gym. It is to get the children's mind up to speed. It helps with the cognitive skills and help them to get back on track with their education.
The sessions are being held at the Katie Josie Center at Coconut Grove Avenue. Educators from the United States and Canada are conducting the sessions. The Ministry of Tourism held a reception for visiting guests at the Balmoral Club, Sanford Drive. United States facilitator Elaine Santo shared her expectations.
I'm a former teacher, I'm a former Miss America contestant, I have that background, and so my heart, and I'm in ministry as well, so I have a heart for the children, I have a heart for God's people. I think that's part of the curriculum, and that's a critical part of the curriculum, that we learn that we are valued in God, in Christ, that He values who we are. He created us, we are fearfully and wonderfully created. That's what His Word says about us, and so I teach young ladies to know His Word and to live by those standards, and then they'll be successful.
The beginning of the school year is fast approaching, but is your child's juice box safe? Well, the answer to that question is a bit more complicated than that. The Bahamas Agricultural Health and Food Safety Authority noting so far no confirmed reports of Capri Sun contamination. This as the international food producer Kraft Heinz Company earlier this month recalled 5,760 cases of Capri Sun pouches for a possible cleaning solution contamination. Officials say the recalled pouches, which affect 6.6 ounces of the wild cherry flavor, only can be identified by a best when used date of June 25, 2023. BASFA Director Dr. Patricia Johnson says stakeholders have reported no sightings of the product thus far.
So we do not believe that it has had any impact. There have been no wholesalers or retailers that have come forth to say, well, they have this product. And while I'm on that point, I would urge all of our wholesalers, retailers, any importers who, find out that they have any recalled items to please notify AFTA at BAFTA@bahamas.gov.bs so that we can become aware.
Well, BASFA also continuing its moratorium on a local root favorite, sweet potatoes. The popular item found itself on the recall list earlier this month after a suspected weevil infestation. Speaking to ZNS News, BASFA Director Dr. Patricia Johnson says a number of remediation efforts are underway to ensure the safe return of sweet potatoes to consumers. She says aside from 4 newly implemented recommendations, stakeholders have been retrained on how to better handle crops.
On Tuesday of this week, Cardi would have led a training with persons at the packing houses and sharing information on good agricultural practices and other measures so that they can be prepared at the packing house to be able to detect the infestation of these sweet potatoes, and also to help educate the farmers who come in contact with the staff at the packing houses on.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Stay with us.
Shopping online isn't new to the market, but gaining access to affordable healthcare products at the click of a button is the greatest customer experience. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited gives access to a complete customer journey, from shopping in our retail store on 9th Terrace, Centerville, to shopping online at your convenience from work or from the comfort of your home. Offering delivery and pickup options. Remember, if it's healthcare, it's here. Shop online today.
Sometimes you need to make a classic move. That's why for all of life's moments, there's one classic credit card. Experience cashless purchasing power and chip and pin security with your RBC Visa Classic credit card. Manage your day-to-day expenses as well as life's little surprises. Apply today at rbc.com/Caribbean/Visa Classic and enjoy 1 year's free membership. Conditions apply.
Watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
This is Personique Rolé from Island News Network, where we're always in the know. We're investigating Island Game, and what we want to know is how they doing what they doing. Now, the news on the street is that there are 13 Percy pension plans where you get paid $1,000 every week for a year. Now, I got my man on the ground to find out how true this is. Hey, we live.
Yeah, I was just checking on something.
How Island Game doing what they doing?
And listen, now this ain't no fake news.
The Island Game have 13 different pension plans. 13! All you gotta do is put $20 on your verified Island Game account.
Can you confirm this information?
See it right there?
Incredible. There you go. There's a story here, and now you're in the know.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian. Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
This summer, CB Bethel High School is the home of the 2022 Entrepreneurial Empowerment Workshop put on by the Department of Cooperatives of the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs, teaching children a variety of crafts, from purses made of cardboard to homemade jewelry. Instructor Ms. Ferguson takes pride in sharing her passion with the younger generation.
Yes, my name is Tammy Gobi Ferguson. Right now, at this point in time, I am helping the students make bags or purses and clutches. The craft that I do is indigenous craft. Okay, you could use anything to make something valuable or useful. That's what I'm doing here now.
Ferguson was busy teaching students to make their very own clutch purses, along with necklaces and bracelets that suited them.
They're making clutch purses out of cardboard, and they're gonna design it, and they're gonna put their own little signature on it, whatever they want to do. They're gonna make these bags their personal, make it look like it's their own.
Ferguson's curiosity and love for purses brought her to where she is today.
I love purses, and one day I was looking at the purse. The same purse, it's like it got messed up. I said, man, I need to fix this purse. And as I look at the purse, I see I was making this cardboard in here. There's different things in here what I could do. So I start making my own purse. I start designing it and taking it to church, and everybody saying they like it or whatever. So that's why I came up with this, and that's how I came up with the idea. Say, if I can do it, other people can do it.
According to the students in attendance, they loved learning how to make their new crafts and have seemed to develop their very own passion. According to Ferguson, her love for crafts stems from her enjoyment of working with her hands.
Yes, besides the purses, I do jewelry making. I also do jewelry making. I make products like scrubs, lip balms, hair treatments, because I love working with my hands. And all of the products I make is all natural, and there's no bunch of chemicals in my stuff.
For those interested in having Ferguson make them their very own specialty item, here's how you can reach her.
If you want to find me, I am at C.I. Gibson Senior High School. My name is Mrs. Ferguson, the cosmetology department. Okay, that's where you'll find me.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Georgie O'Bain.
It's our drive. It's our resilience. It's our tenacity that makes us legendary. NACAC Open Track and Field Championships 2022, August 19th through 21st, Grand Bahama Sports Complex. World-class athletes. 3 days of intense competition, hosted on Grand Bahama Island, August 19th through 21st. Get set.
Hello, summer. Escape into summer when you fuel up with Shell. Every time you purchase $20 gas, you're entered to win your share of over $50,000 in cash prizes and fantastic trips, including a staycation at Grand Island Exuma, a shopping spree in Miami, and a 4-day trip to Las Vegas to see John Legend live. To enter, fuel up at Shell with $20. Go to winwithshellbahamas.com and let the fun begin. Say hello, summer with Shell today. Conditions apply. Hello, summer.
All males making up the 14 new COVID cases according to the most recent dashboard from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The breakdown shows 12 of the cases are here in the capital, 1 in Grand Bahama, and the other with the location pending. A slight decrease in the number of patients being treated in hospital. We're now down to 27 with just one of those persons on the intensive care unit. There are 210 active cases. According to Wednesday's dashboard, there were 23 recoveries. A local television talk show, Journey TV, preparing for a live taping of its second season this weekend at the Fusion Superplex. Host Erlene Camille says the show is all about sharing, healing, and offering hope to the nation. The show was aired on the ZNS TV network and on Tempo, which is watched in the Caribbean and in the tri-state area in the United States. The live taping of Journey TV will take place on Saturday, August 20th, at the Fusion Superplex, followed by an inspirational talk series the following day.
ZNS has given us the opportunity to reach so many households. So we want to say thank you to our viewers. We are giving them the opportunity to join our live studio audience. And how they can do that is they can actually WhatsApp us at 816-JTVI for a seating at one of our live shows. We start at 10 a.m. in the morning, and we're going to go all the way through until 3 p.m. We're shooting 5 shows. We're also having another event the following day on Sunday, which is called Journey TV Inspires. The talk show focuses on hope and healing. This inspirational talk series that's going to happen on Sunday, we have 8 masters in their fields that will be joining us, and they are going to be giving the blueprint to their success.
As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
A household name carries a lot of approval. And when you're shopping for household, you need a household name. For 50 years, Bahamas Welding and Fire has been a household name in outdoor grills and kitchen appliances. Need to beautify that yard space for your grill? BWF has it covered. For the industrial worker, you can find a complete line of tools and safety equipment. For the welder of any level or budget, you can find the right machinery to power everything. There's no shortage on power with a wide array of generators. And safety is everyone's responsibility. Find everything needed to protect everyone on the worksite. Over 40,000 square feet of shopping space in a convenient location. Bahamas Welding and Fire. We're more than just our name. Located number 13 Wilton Street.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Here at Solomon's, we don't just believe in great brands. We believe in creating unforgettable memories and celebrating everyday living with you and your family. Every aisle is filled with all you need. A great value with variety and a selection of all your favorite groceries and products. Saving you time and keeping you on a budget. Great food changes everything. Shop at your local Solomon's for food, for family, for you.
We elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate.
I'm Corval Pyfrom. With only days to go before the school bells start ringing, ushering in the start of the new school year, BTC is once again lending its support to back-to-school initiatives. At historic Christie Park recently, we joined forces with some of our corporate partners for an exciting day of back-to-school giveaways.
What you see here today is a partnership between BTC, Guatemala, and the Royal Bahamas Police Force. And I can tell you, this is not the first time the police was involved with this. This would have made our 6th year with Guatemala and BTC. If you look around and watch and see what BTC is doing, they are injecting back into the community and also into the lives of these young people. What you all are doing is it's far beyond reach that you can really talk about. So I just want to say, thank you for the partnership, and let us continue to work together. And like I always say, fighting crime is a team effort, and how are we going to do it? This is the type of event that we start with to really fight crime, so that we can get everybody out of the inner cities to come in and be a part of what these two giant companies are doing, Whitemalt and BTC.
The police and Vitamalt had asked us to participate in this project with them, and we were happy to do so. It's a great initiative, and we wanted to come out and support. It's actually one of the areas where we do have fiber internet, so we wanted to bring our team down to promote our fiber speed internet, as well as give back to the community with some giveaways that we're doing today.
We here at BTC wish students, teachers, and parents across the nation a safe and productive school year. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corbell Pyfrom. Be well and be back here next. BTC Connection.
The new school year is upon us. Much work is being done to meet the varying needs of students and teachers as they return to the classrooms in only a matter of days. Works Minister Alfred Sayers is pleased with the collaboration of stakeholders.
I want to thank the technical officers in the Ministry of Works who have been guided by the mandate from the Prime Minister and the mandate from the Minister of Education in the design and in the scoping. Focus has been on issues such as ventilation, as we see this wonderful pavilion under which we're standing, so that the teachers and students can have not only the in-class learning environment, but also the natural environment. Also, the classrooms themselves have been designed to facilitate ventilation and comfort as the students come back after having been out of school for 2 years. Also, issues such as disability, to ensure accessibility by students and teachers in wheelchair. So there have been some guiding principles under the mandate of the Prime Minister, and we are grateful to have such competent contractors to actually execute the work in the short period of time.
For Red Talk, I'm Adama Williams.
Awesomely, this is a beautiful experience. I can't lie. This is my first time doing this sort of charity work, and I mean, it feels good to help out, There's a can drive coming up, and other initiatives are part of the Giving a Helping Hand campaign. And I encourage anyone that's willing to lend their support in any way, shape, or form to come through and give up your time.
The Bahamas National Trust expressing its preliminary views on a proposed North Andros mining project by the Bahamas Materials Company. In a release issued, the BNT says it understands the importance of both foreign direct and Bahamian capital investments in projects intended to build and sustain the Bahamian economy. But at the same time, those projects need to be developed responsibly across the Bahamas, particularly in proximity to the national parks and marine protected areas. While the Bahamas Materials Company's project has not been given formal consideration by the government, the BNT has several government representatives on its council, some from agencies that review and regulate such projects, so that they await the due process and will offer comment officially to the government at the appropriate time. Well, it's time now for a check on the Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jimanita. We are currently under mostly cloudy skies. The temperature is at 88 degrees. Relative humidity 64%. Easterly winds at 5 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,015.7 millibars. That's 30.00 inches. And the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Family Violence this evening. They are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 86 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Green Turkey, Abaco. Marshall, Abaco, 87 degrees. The Berry Islands, 84, 88 in Allenstown, Bimini. 91 degrees in Harbor Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera 89, Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space, St. Andrews, and Fresh Creek in Central Andrews, all at 88 degrees. 89 degrees in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, Georgetown, Exuma, 88. 88 in Rygat Island, Clarence, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Megawana, 87. Acklands and Matthew Tiny, Nagua, 87 degrees. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 86 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter in the Northwestern Islands tonight through Friday. Southeasterly winds speeds 10 to 15 knots to wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide will take place at 8:11 tonight with another low tide at 8:14 tomorrow morning for the central and southeastern islands through Friday. East to southeast winds 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet. So caution flags are in place for boaters in the central and southeastern islands through Friday. Now, on Saturday in the northwestern islands, our winds become more easterly at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights holding at 2 to 4 feet. Low tide on Saturday, 9:08 in the morning, with the low tide taking place at 3:42 in the afternoon. In the central and southeastern islands Saturday, easterly winds once again at 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet, and that caution flags remain. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Carrie's Fabrics and Uniform Store wants to get you ready for back to school. Find ready-made uniforms and uniform fabrics for all schools in the Bahamas. Carrie's also sells skirts, blouses, shirts, jumpers, boys' shorts, and pants. You can even have your uniform skirts custom made. Also find school bags, school supplies, socks, and underwear. That's Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street. Call 393-0758.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant here to educate you on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Here's what you don't do. Do not pull up from the pump without first checking that the nozzle has been removed from your car. Because if you pop this, that's about $600,000 to $30,000 to replace. These things ain't cheap. What you want to do is make sure that the nozzle has been removed, or just wait for the universal sign, which is the double tap.
When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you wanna look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Awesomely, this is a beautiful experience. I can't lie. This is my first time doing this sort of charity work, and I mean, it feels good to help out, you know. There's a can drive coming up, and other initiatives are part of the Giving a Helping Hand campaign, and I encourage anyone that's willing to lend their support in any way, shape, or form to come through and give of your time.
If you like a hearty, meaty burger, the A1 Steakhouse King at Burger King Nassau has
has it all. With flame-grilled beef, lots of bacon, cheese, and crispy onions on a sesame seed bun, the only thing that can top this is the tangy flavor of A1 steak sauce. The Steakhouse King is a meat lover's dream, and with an ice-cold Pepsi and hot fries, it's all you need to fill your day. Get your A1 Steakhouse King as a combo or part of the new King's Feast, only at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
Almost every journey starts with your car. We spend most of the early stages of our lives anticipating getting our first set of wheels. When that moment finally comes, let AID be there for all your auto needs. Make it yours by accessorizing, maintaining, and repairing your car with AID. Whether you're a professional mechanic, a recent graduate, a full-time mom, or an I can fix that kind of guy. Or if you're completely clueless about what your car needs, AID will assist in providing a large variety of auto parts, a diagnostic center, and great customer service. For all life's auto journeys, we're here. AID, all you really need and more.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The Knockout Track and Field Championships get underway Friday morning in the nation's second city, Freeport, Grand Bahama. Up first at 9 will be the men's 100-meter prelims. That's followed by the women's and men's 400-meter semifinals and the men's 200-meter heats. On the field will be the men's and women's long jump qualification. The evening session starts at 4 p.m. with the 400 hurdles and 800-meter semifinals. Then comes the first medal opportunity in the women's 3,000-meter steeplechase final. The official opening is set for 6 p.m. After that will be the semifinals of the sprint hurdles and 200 meters. The final track event will be the final of the 5,000 meters. Field events in the evening session consist of the hammer, high jump, and discus for women, and the triple jump and shot put for men. Minister of Youth, Sports, and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, looking forward to the 3-day event.
Over 500 athletes from 29 countries will be participating. The United States has confirmed 96 athletes and 20 coaches. And this is not the fans. We know Jamaica is bringing a team of 60 athletes, so we hope that persons from the province will travel to Grand Bahama to watch this event.
The WNBA's best of 3 first-round playoffs tipping off last night, and an upset right out of the blocks with the 7th-seeded New York Liberty stealing home court away from the 2nd-seeded defending champion Chicago Sky. John Qual Jones and the 3rd-seeded Connecticut Sun played their first game tonight and will look to avoid a similar fate against the 6th-seeded Dallas Wings. However, as they gear up for what they hope to be another deep postseason run, the Sun know full well the struggles they've had against the Wings in the regular season, losing 2 of 3 games, and they will look to right the ship starting tonight. The Kentucky Wildcats Big Blue Tour, dubbed a smashing success. Sports Minister, the Honorable Mario Boleg, was able to take in some of the action, and from what he saw, the Cats are poised for a special season.
Kentucky has proven to me, as I had anticipated, that they will be in the top 4 when the season starts and ends in the Final 4 for the NCAA championship. They had the Player of the Year still on the team. They have a great core that returning, so you're looking at possibility in your backyard, seeing what potentially could be the NCAA 22-23 champions.
After placing first in the Silver Fleet at the Optimus World Championships in Turkey last month, 15-year-old sailor Craig Ferguson has been offered an invitation to participate in a brand new international event, the Regatta of Champions, scheduled to take place in Cyprus this November. The event will gather the top 40 Optimus sailors from around the world, with an impressive prize fund of more than $40,000 to be split among the top 12 sailors in the form of scholarships for academic expenses and monetary awards. However, with the Regatta of Champions clashing with the North American Optimus Championships, which will be held right here in Nassau, Ferguson has graciously declined the invitation, opting to honor his commitment to sail at home. After being removed from the physically unable to perform list on Monday, Bahamian wide receiver Mike Strawn back on the practice field on Tuesday for the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts working out this week with the Detroit Lions ahead of their preseason game on Saturday.
I actually had
had surgery on my knee, like a stroke actually. I had a torn meniscus, so getting back and getting better from that. It happened in OTAs a few months back in the spring. It's been a long journey, a long process. I've embraced the process, been working it each and every day. No restrictions at all, even running routes today feels great.
Lucius Fox is back after being on the injured list since July 12th. The Bahamian making a couple of rehab starts earlier this week for the FCL Nationals. He started out with a 1-for-3 game, which included a double, 3 runs batted in and a run scored. That was followed by a multi-hit game where he finished up 2-for-3. Still on the minor league diamond, a big game last night for Deshaun Knowles. He was 3-for-6 with an RBI and 2 runs scored while stealing his 11th base of the season. Tri-City winning over Spokane 13-8. Meantime, on the mound last night, Denaj Thomas pitched 2 scoreless innings out of the bullpen, giving up just 1 hit with a strikeout. His ERA now at 3.19 as Altoona won 3-2 over Harrisburg in 10 innings. Chavez Young continuing to show that speed kills. In Buffalo's last series with Syracuse, the Bahamian drawing an errant throw to third base, which allows him to come all the way around to score. As for B.J. Murray, he had quite a game for the South Bend Cubs in their last series with Wisconsin. The Bahamian reaches base 6 times, going a perfect 4-for-4 with 2 stolen bases, an RBI, and a run scored, and was named the player of the game. The Bahamas Motorsports Association getting ready to name its team for the World Motorsports Games October 26th through the 30th in Marseille, France. Naja Roll and Christopher Bain taking part in the trials, which wrap up on Saturday.
It's more about control rather than speed when you think about it. You have to learn to control yourself because you don't need to go too fast. You need to control yourself so you could be able to win. It's not very technical. You don't need to stress too much about it. And once you have your technique down, I believe you're able to just speed through and be able to do what you have to do.
We've been out there every single morning, prepping, practicing, making perfections, making improvements, making a lot of time stroke. It's just hard work.
That's a look at sports. Check on weather up next.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
It's our drive. It's our resilience. It's our tenacity that makes us legendary. NACAC Open Track and Field Championships 2022, August 19th through 21st, Grand Bahama Sports Complex. World-class athletes. 3 days of intense competition, hosted on Grand Bahama Island, August 19th through 21st. Get set.
This week's specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets are hot, hot, hot. First Choice Sugar, 4 pounds, $2.49. Cardinal Evaporated Milk, 14 ounce, $1.19. Sunny Delight Smooth or Tangy, 64 ounce, 2 for $5. Sweet Gal Apples, 4 for $1.19. Premium boneless strip steaks, $8.99 per pound. Donate your change to help feed the Humane Society animals at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Time to save with a new perspective, where the focus is on values and principles, and people are just as important as profits. Where we believe in democracy and equality, and your vote counts. Where profits are shared with our members, who are also our owners, to ensure that by working together, we all win. Where education of our members and training our staff are one of our highest priorities. Where we serve our members' needs through continued cooperative initiatives because of our concern for the communities in which we live. Join more than 40,000 Bahamians who have made the smarter choice. Join the movement. Join a credit union. People helping people to help themselves.
What? Check old girl, boy. You say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?